Disclaimer: I do not own the clips or music shown. These are used for review and entertainment purposes. Thank you. Gap House, it's me, Camden, on Channel Camden. Let's talk about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Again. In 2009, Nickelodeon and Viacom bought the rights to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then there are rumors going around about a new live-action CGI movie being in the works about our heroes in a half-shell. But then you wonder, who would be behind it? They selected the legendary Explosion King himself, Michael Bay. And he's also famous for directing another movie series that's based on popular heroes from the 80s. And we also get to see Optimus Prime commit a bunch of war crimes. Jeez, videos. But also here's the thing. Originally, this what he was going to do.
These turtles are from an alien race, and they are going to be tough, edgy, funny.
Yes, in his original script, called The Blue Door, he was going to make the Ninja Turtles into not mutants, but aliens. Like, fully aliens. They would come in like a turtle spaceship and everything. The movie was also going to focus a lot on Casey Jones, and Casey and April will live in Michigan. Yep, not in New York, but in Michigan. Shredder wasn't even going to be called Shredder in this movie. He was going to be called Colonel Schrader. Yeah, and you know, the internet did not react very well to this. And then when the script got leaked, Michael Bay just said, oh wait, no. And that was before I got attached to the... He was still attached to the movie. So he changed the entire script and everything, but then later it was announced Megan Fox was going to be April, and people reacted very well to that. Which leads to the movie that came to be. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Produced by Michael Bay, not directed, though it might as well be directed by him. It was a movie released in 2014. Was a reboot, again, of our heroes. And, of course, it's about the Turtles being exposed to ooze and them having to fight the Shredder, as usual, but with some differences this time. And the movie released, and it people didn't really like it, like the critics didn't like it. Some of the audiences loved it, while some of them didn't. And the fans reacted to it very well. But regardless, it made a lot of money, and it got a sequel. And that was it. It didn't get a third movie after that. Which, I talked about the sequel a few years ago, actually. Well, did I mention that the movie was a... Childhood Talks. I was 8 years old when this movie came out, and this was also during the era of the 2012 series when it was very popular. And as a kid, I watched it obsessively, and I talked about that in another video. Check that one out as well. And like I said, when I owned a lot of the toys, and as any young boy that watches a show or a movie and really love those characters, of course I would ask for the toys. I remember I got a Leo and a Donnie for my birthday. Also a certain scene in this movie that I'll get to later that was very infamous at the time that a lot of people, especially a lot of kids at school, talked about a lot. And when I was in a certain place, I try to act like that character. That I'll get to later. Anyways, that ends our segment of
Childhood Talks.
Our movie begins with an open narration from Master Splinter talking to the Turtles. And also visuals that homage to Mirage Comics, which I'm very surprised that they did anyway. And he goes on about how the Foot Clan and the Shredder are very dangerous, and it's how the Turtles' destiny to defeat them someday. And then we just cut that. Megan Fox is April O'Neil. Yeah. And she's determined to write on a story and investigate on the Foot Clan. And then we cut to Vernon Fenwick, played by Will Arnett. Will Arnett is an awesome guy. He's very cool. I'd love to meet him someday. But in this movie, dude,
little froth.
Froth.
You know how when you get a coffee, it's just like coffee, and then they put a little froth on it. It's kind of nice.
And that's foam.
Yes, foam, froth. You get the point. It's nice. It tastes good. It's candy.
What is your-
You ever heard the expression, never take candy from a baby? Because even babies love candy. It's nice, and you're giving people something they like that's good and nice.
What are you
Look at
talking
and
about?
say, wow,
What-
there's a nice... Candy.
Whoa,
The point
what?
is-
They seriously need. Foot Clan are up to something at the docks. And then, of course, you know we're gonna stop them. But you don't exactly see them yet. They're just lurking in the shadows. And then April was there while it happened. So then she goes to her apartment with her friend named Taylor. Not Irma. Taylor. Like, you couldn't just put glasses on her or have her have brown hair and just call her Irma. Yeah, just call her Irma and call it a day. April talks to this rich guy named Eric Sachs. And Eric Sachs is just Elon Musk if he worked for Evil Ninja Clan. You know what? Elon Musk might be doing that right now. We don't know that. So then the Foot Clan starts taking hostages on their subway. And we also get to see this version of Karai. And some of the audience that's not that deep into the Turtles lore, who is Karai? Karai is a character that's been in many adaptations of the Turtles, where she is Shredder's daughter, or sometimes Splinter's daughter. But she was raised by Shredder. But you would think she'll be just as evil or as cruel as the Shredder. But no, she actually kind of has a heart and has a sense of honor. And she's also morally conflicted, and you don't know exactly what side she's going to choose. You never know if she's going to be either for the Turtles or against the Turtles. Now, you would think that would be pretty interesting to see in live action, right? Oh, nah, bro. She's just an evil minion of the Shredder, but she's a woman minion. To say that she's Shredder's daughter in the movie. To make this even worse, the Foot Clan have guns, not swords or ninja stars or anything, just guns. They're generic terrorists. Right? That just takes away the entire point of them. Honestly, don't know how Michael Bay looked at anything from any Ninja Turtles thing ever and just went, you know what? The Foot Clan, they should be strapped with guns. We get to see April finally meet the Turtles after like 20 minutes in the movie. One of the main discussions from this movie, like even years later, about how the Turtles look in this movie. Well, I like the CGI and the effects here. They look like they are actually there. And I like some of the details. I prefer the puppetry in the original 90s movie. Oh yeah, but like the CGI here doesn't look bad. And I also like how they cap in this movie. So it won't be as hard for them to use the CGI models for the Turtles to do their ninja action to start flipping and jumping. And for the actors to actually interact with them without having to just look at the air and yell at it. But the actual designs, quite interesting, to say the least. How they chose to make them Shrek Hulk size. They've been putting steroids on that pizza and not just pepperoni. But I also would say is that at least I like the effort that they put into make the turtles looking different and showing their personality. Like Donnie having a bunch of tech stuff around him. Mikey is like the cool surfer dude, so he has shades and beads around him. And Raph having his mask over his head, which Rise and Mutant Mayhem took liberties from. And the thing is, one of the best things about this movie are the turtles themselves. When I see them interact, I want to see more. And the thing is, like, they feel more like supporting characters than the main characters in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. It's still who leads. Raph is still the tough guy. Donnie is still geeky and smart, and Mikey's still the party. Scenes we get of them, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's kind of in character for them to do that. And then Master Splinter finds out about April finding out about the turtles' existence. He gets mad and basically tells them to kidnap her. Kidnap her to tell her about their origin story. And, their origin story is a little different here. And also, in between this, Megan Fox tried to tell Whoopi Goldberg about all of this. And she didn't believe it, obviously. And April had the proof, a picture of the turtles jumping, but still didn't show it to her. But she showed it to evil Elon Musk. In the IDW comics, April knew about the turtles before they were mutated in a lab. And she knew them in a lab. But they forgot about the part where the turtles and Splinter were human and they got executed in Japan and they got reincarnated as turtles. Interesting to see that on screen. Then a fire happened with evil Elon Musk and April's dad, which is a scientist, like a certain other Turtles adaptation. He just randomly drops them in the sewer, and the turtles and the Splinter start growing due to their mutation. And you may ask, so Splinter still teaches the turtles ninjutsu like in every other version of Ninja Turtles. Yes, he does. But how he does it is interesting.
And then I found a way.
Yes, Master Splinter learned from a book that you just randomly saw in the sewers. Not him being originally a human from Japan, or him being a rat learning moves from his human master in Japan. No. He just walks across a book and be like, oh, that's very interesting. Let me pick that up. Let me read about this. So, Splinter, he's learning as the turtles are learning. It's like if in Empire Strikes Back, Yoda does not know any more than Luke does about being a Jedi. So, the Foot Clan and Shredder find out where the turtles live and they invade the sewers. And, I give it credit, some of the action is pretty cool in this scene. And then, you're wondering, what does the Shredder look like? They turn bro into Megatron. Yeah, Michael Bay had to put a Transformer in this movie somehow. For some odd reason, Splinter and Shredder talk to each other like they've known each other for a long time. Even though, to be frank, this is only an assignment for Shredder to take down a rat. Yeah, in this movie, they don't even have the typical Hamato Yoshi and Oroku Saki rivalry. But they talk like they do.
I've been trying to recreate the mutant.
You don't know him.
You just handed it to me. You will not lay a hand on
Y'all don't know each other. Y'all don't know each other. Why y'all... What? So then the Shredder takes away Leo, Mikey, and Donnie. And then Splinter again acts like he's gonna die, and he's all like, Raphael, stop the Shredder. Raph, Vernon, and April, they go off to Eric Sachs's mansion to save the Turtles. And then Elon Musk delivers his great plan, and as much as I joke about him just being an evil Elon Musk, William Fichtner is actually a pretty good actor, and I love how he's just enjoying being in this movie. Like, he just does not care. So, if you're wondering what's his plan, here's an explanation from Shredder and evil Elon Musk's plans are to release toxic fumes over all of New York. And evil Elon Musk wants to do this so he could be rich. Like, stupid rich. Even though he's already rich. Yeah. Anyways, here's some art. Now we get to a fight scene, which is honestly fun. After that big fight scene, the Turtles have to rush to New York to stop Shredder from releasing toxic fumes all over New York. And in a comic book movie from the early 2010s. That totally does not remind me of another one at all. Oh, what? And we get to, honestly, one of my favorite parts of the movie. Moment with the four of them. And that's one of the good aspects of this movie overall. When we get to see the Turtles, they act like brothers in this movie and not like friends that happen to live with each other. I think most Turtles adaptations get down pat is that the Turtles are like brothers, and the way they're written, you believe it. Like, it's actually believable. It's a varying character too, because this scene, you would see something like this in the OG cartoon, Orm Rise, or probably even 2003, and in 2012, which we technically got, and then we get to a big fight scene with characters that we should have saw more of in this movie. The Turtles versus the Shredder. Yep, cool fight scene. Shredder strikes back. And then, part of the building's about to fall down. And the Turtles don't defeat the Shredder. April strikes the last blow. She kicks Shredder off the building. And nothing else proves that she's like the main character of this movie. I don't know what else will. Then the city is saved. And then Splinter is actually alive. Wow. And then, of course, they have to get another explosion in as Mikey blows up Vernon's new van. And right after that, then the Turtles and April, they're smiling at one another. I don't know, I guess they learned something in this movie. And then the movie ends with Shell Shock playing. No, not that Shell Shock, though it slaps. Shell Shocked by Wiz Khalifa plays, and 8-year-old me who used to listen to this all the time. Of it. Michael Bay's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is, while not the worst thing ever, but it's far from the best. Well, the effects look good, and some of the action is very good to the point where it hypnotizes you into thinking the entire thing is good. It still has, and also some of the jokes are funny, and also has some nice character moments. This movie still suffers from a lot of problems. Like, it focuses on April O'Neil way too much. And I don't want to hear, but the audience won't connect to the animated character. Like, the audience came here to see the Ninja Turtles. Let them see the Ninja Turtles do cool things. I don't think they really care about Megan Fox being in a yellow jacket. And it also has a lot of screenwriting cliches in this movie. And also, it just feels like a product of its time at times. Instead of wanting to truly be like the Turtles, it kind of feels like Transformers Ninja Turtles edition. Well, what do you really expect since it's from Michael Bay? We have some of the Bay-isms here. There's a lot of explosions, American flags, guns, like I talked about earlier, Megan Fox, women being viewed as nothing but objects, and sophomoric, annoying, immature jokes in the movie. It's not as bad as some of his other movies. It's still here. Reboots of something from the 80s. Action scenes that make you think the entire movie is good, and a fire soundtrack. But there was one thing that these movies... But there was one thing that this movie did not have that other Michael Bay movies have. Didn't have the insensitive racial stereotypes in the movie. I'm surprised that they didn't make Raph a part of a gang, like just have him wear a do-rag and throw up gang signs everywhere. Or Splinter be an Asian stereotype. Michael Bay, it truly showed that you have grown up from your past mistakes. Sort of. Anyways, 5 donuts. There were some good things about this movie, like some of the character moments and CGI, but it just didn't feel like what the Ninja Turtles exactly needed in a movie. Like, being about them. In the movie from 1990, it opened a bit similar, with April O'Neil trying to get that story, the Foot Clan being up to something, but when the Turtles were stopping a crime scene, it cut straight to the Turtles and them goofing off. In the original 90s movie, you followed the Turtles throughout the entire movie, and it was a point where you just felt them and felt their emotion. It was just, you weren't watching animatronics moving around, you watched the Turtles. You just watched the Turtles moving around. Here it's like, we're following April with the Turtles here, I guess. It's like, they're like, oh wait, we need another action scene. This movie's getting a little too boring. The Turtles in, yep, have them fight, yep, let's do this, yep, have them fight, so the audience won't feel bored. And there are certain scenes where, like, it's all about family and brotherhood. Well, that is what the Turtles are about. But in this movie, you didn't show exactly that. A scene in this movie where they thought they were about to die for a second and they were falling off the building. They were all having a confessions moment. And I was just sitting there like, okay. Oh, they're not gonna die. I shouldn't feel emotional. I should, but I don't. Not just the Turtles. some of the villains get the same effect. The Foot Clan having guns, first of all. I'd being nothing but a bland, evil side. Shredder, he doesn't even feel like that much of a main villain in the movie. Eric Sachs is the main villain of the movie. Though evil Elon Musk was originally supposed to be the Shredder before reshoots happened because of backlash. William Fichtner was originally supposed to play the Shredder in the movie, but a character from Japan with major Japanese heritage being played by this guy sounds about white. Obviously, there were backlash, so they had to do reshoots to make another guy be the Shredder and have Eric Sachs just be evil Elon Musk. This movie, Shredder just feel like the Turtles, like, oh wait, we need an action scene, throw him in. Shredder feels like a minion to Eric. It should be the other way around. Those are my thoughts on the movie. Like, comment, not a mean comment, and subscribe. Ninja Turtles, Ninja Turtles this, Ninja Turtles that, you know, Michael Bay, you know, he stinks, you know, Megan Fox, you know. Interesting video, to say the least.